Hello guys! Today I wanted to speak about some crazy stuff I saw posted on YouTube Shorts. I know this is a different video from the regular uploads, but since this is a channel also centered around history, I thought it would be a fun idea for a video. So, before even beginning with the crazy stuff, I wanted to say a couple of things which are quite important. The first is a huge, enormous, giant disclaimer. Please, guys, I know many of the stuff featured would really seem strange, but please don't go to send hatred or insults to these creators, because being rude wouldn't help, and also always remember that the first rule of a debate is to attack the argument and not the people, not the person who are debating against you. So please don't go to insult the YouTubers or these people in general, and so don't send hatred. Thanks. The second thing is a little bit of context. So, as you read in the title, I am a history student. In particular, I am studying ancient and medieval history at the university, and next year I'll be graduating. Yay! So, well, I want to put emphasis on the fact that I am not a professional in this field by any means, but since I'm studying these things, these subjects, I thought it would have been interesting to share my opinion, and please, don't take it as a precise factual information, but rather let it be a starting point for your own research, which I highly encourage you to do if you are passionate about this area of studies. Okay, so another thing is that I won't show the entirety of these shorts, because to be honest, I don't want to steal content from these guys who I will credit down below, but please don't go to insult them, please. I'll just show you the focal points of their claims, and then I'll comment on those and see what is wrong or correct with their theories. Okay, now let's start with the first short. So, well, this one is a quite famous one from Joe Rogan, in which he explained his theories regarding ancient technology and the Great Pyramid built as the resting place for Pharaoh Khnum-Khuf, or simply Khufu. And here it is quite a mess, because probably at the time his name was pronounced in a totally different way, something like Kauyafi, but I'm not, my pronunciation of this name is probably not 100% correct, but in modern days he is also known as Cheops, or sometimes I also saw people reading it like Cheops, but I think it is more fitting Cheops if you look to the Greek origin of this translation of the name. So said that, let's have a look at the short itself.
Do you know if you cut and place 10 stones a day, it would take you 664 years to make the pyramid? There's 2,300,000 stones in the Great Pyramid. The entire world experienced a cataclysmic disaster around 11,800, 12,000 years ago, somewhere in that range, and it knocked us back into the Stone Age. But those people who were around before that were probably more sophisticated than we are. They had figured out something that allowed them to manipulate enormous stones. We just haven't figured it out yet.
So, in this first section, Rogan states that the Great Pyramid is composed of 2.3 million stone blocks, which is correct. But then He states that it would have taken more than 600 years to build the pyramids if a person cut 10 stone each day. So, for some reason, the ancient Egyptians should have been using some kind of advanced technologies in order to build these tombs within the lifespan of a pharaoh. But the pyramid, the Great Pyramid, wasn't built by a single man. Truth is that his theory has two major issues. The first one is that it doesn't account the number and leadership of the workers involved. Probably we are speaking about 20,000 people who, who were involved in this project, and trust me, it is a lot of workers. For reference, Palau, an entire sovereign country, has about 18,000 inhabitants. So there were many people working there, and they weren't people forced or slaves, but professional workers who were paid to build those massive structures. Workers were even split into teams, probably, which contemporarily worked on different tasks. There were the ones who mined the rough stone blocks in the mines, then the ones who used tools similar to files to refine the blocks to their correct dimensions. There were the ones who transported the blocks thanks to the canal network via rafts and boats and so on. And then there were the workers on site who built the structure itself and what they needed to build such structure. And all of these things happened at the same time. So knowing this, it seems much more likely that they built the pyramids in a period of time that spans between 15 and 30 years, even if, to be fair, the exact time it took is unknown, but certainly they didn't have the need of modern technologies or strange technologies to build it, but rather a great task force of skilled workers. And the second thing that he doesn't mention, a strong leadership that knew what they did, and all of this stuff they had because, as we said before, there were many workers, they were skilled, they had various teams, they had leaders, so they didn't need strange futuristic technologies. And the second part of the short, where Rogan speaks about an unknown catastrophic event that wiped out a prehistoric civilization, this one is far, far easier to get around. Because where are the traces of such civilization? And especially, why are there no signs in the geological record that prove this huge calamity? Maybe it's simply because it never took place. Okay, now that we are done with the Great Pyramid, which is a classic for conspiracy theories, let's see what's next. Oh, this is a good one. The giants. Yeah, there are actually many people who believe that a race of giant humans once roamed Earth, and let's say what is the evidence they can show us to prove their beliefs.
In this short video, you will see undeniable evidence that the giant doors we see all over this realm were in fact built for giant people. Doors are so impractical, the only reasonable explanation is they were built so that giant people could walk freely throughout the building. And here we see it, folks, door handle at an altitude of 20 feet.
I don't think I have to be a historian to point out that these are very weak arguments. Like how it's very convenient that there is another step right in front of the door, which would be just about the right height to make a normal human able to access the door's handle. Or this door, it seems to be from the Vatican. And again, how convenient that there is an actual bar just attached to the locking system on top. Yep, that one. That's exactly how you can manage the mechanism from a regular man's side. So I don't think we need some giants to operate this door. And well, people like large doors. I mean, now you'll see, let's say, another interesting shot about pyramids.
The fact that there's pyramids on 5 continents around the world. Is it a coincidence that they just happened to start building pyramids on multiple continents?
Here you see one from Egypt, one from Mexico. And one from Cambodia.
Well, if you look at comparisons of the Indonesia pyramids and the ones in Mexico, they have similarities. The Great Pyramid is 4,500 years old. My argument is that there are connections across the oceans that are not supposed to exist.
So, this man in the video is speaking about pyramids, and he states that there are pyramids all around the world, and that they were built like by an ancient civilization. I think he's probably a supporter of Graham Hancock. I don't know this man, so maybe he came with the same ideas without knowing him. But Graham Hancock is this like writer or journalist, and he made a Netflix series in which he theorized that in the past, in prehistory, like before the last glacial maximum, there was this kind of sophisticated civilization, and they actually built the pyramids and so on, and they were spread all around the world, and then they all died. And the structures remained, and modern archaeologists are just like idiots who completely did wrong calculations regarding the period in which these structures were built, and so on. So, said that, let's see what he got correctly and what are the weak points of this theory, and also the one of Graham Hancock, since they seem to share their point of view on this subject. And the thing that he got absolutely correct is the fact that there are a lot of structures similar to pyramids all around the world, and that's absolutely correct. And the places he showed are real archaeological sites, they are not fake, and that's all okay. But then he didn't speak about 2 weak points of his theory. The first one is very simple, because if you think, let's say something like a pyramid, so with a large base and a narrow point, it's a very stable structure and very simple to build, because everyone knows that if the base is larger than the top, it will not fall. And think about it, it is exactly what you would do too. For example, think if you want to build a little tower, and then you are near a riverbed full of pebbles. What you would probably start to do is that you would start picking up the biggest stones and you put them on the base, and then you start stacking smaller stones one on top of each other. And so what you would end up with is a pyramid, because it has a very big base and a small top, and that's because it is a stable structure, and it is what you would probably want to build if you want to build something that it is very tall, big, and that it is built to resist. And the other thing he didn't point out is the fact that the only thing these structures have in common is the fact that they have a large base and a small top. And this is because it's how physics work on Earth. It's because of gravity. But all of the other things regarding these structures are completely different, and even the supposed similarities he showed aren't actually that great, that good of similarities. And another fact is that they had completely different purposes. For example, the pyramids that he showed in Egypt, they were used like a tomb for the pharaohs, while, for example, the ziggurat in Mesopotamia, they weren't tombs, they were used as temples, but especially as storage buildings, and they also had, let's say, administrative functions. So all these structures had different purposes, were built in completely different styles, and the only thing they had in common was the fact that they had a large base and a small top, and this is simply because all the human civilizations lived on Earth, and they had to deal with the same physics. They have to deal with gravity, and so the most efficient way to build a tall structure is to make the base large and the top narrow. It isn't that hard, and this is the simple solution. There was no apocalypse, there was no ancient aliens, no strange civilizations. It's just physics. But even today, if you look at the skyscrapers, they can also be considered pyramids because they have a larger base than the top. It's just like that. It's because of gravity. Simply gravity. So guys, for today, I think it's all, because really I'm quite fed up. And I made this video because a friend of mine suggested this format, since I enjoy debunking these conspiracy theories and these strange shorts, and she said that I could make a video about it, and well, that's what I've done. I don't know if you liked this video, because let's say it isn't a regular format on this channel, but I thought that since we often speak about history and the backstory of anthems, and we listen to historical anthems, it wasn't so out of place here. But, well, let me know if you liked this video, because it was very brain-hurting to make. Well, if you liked, you can also click the like button, and you can share the video, and you can subscribe to defeat disinformation. Okay. I don't know, but well, as I said in the intro, please don't go and harass those who made these videos, and if you want, you can share them this video, so that they see, if they watch it, their weak points, and it will be very interesting to see our response. But I don't think I get one because probably they won't care. But please don't insult them. Let's be polite. Well, as I said before, like the video and subscribe, please. I'm begging you. Okay. It's a little bit cringe, but fine. And well, that's all. Bye.